Barney Error 100, the super duper longest and very scariest Barney Error in the galaxy, part 55. I scared you very good, Vlad. And guess what? I am now in my evil scary mode and the fire background has been changed to brown. This is what happens when you turn off your computer 540 times in a row. Now you better discontinue with those turn off shenanigans, and I mean it this time. Also, the timer will reduce every 2 times you turn off. That is because the timer has been reduced to 1 year, aka 12 months. Plus, when the background changed to indigo at the 850th chance, you WERE at the Viber Gamer Barney Error 115, the Viber Gamer longest and scariest Barney Error on the channel chance count, which means it has 850 chances, and when the background changed to olive green at the 600th chance, you were in Mr. Global Organization Barney Error, number 1 error 2.5s, chance count, which means it has 600 chances, but they are now 460. And another thing, the fonts have been modified to Creepster. Oh my freaking god, Vlad. You are making me so very upset as heck right now. If you keep turning off your computer and ignoring me, I swear to God, you will end up being punished. Got that?
What if I tried using a whoopee cushion on you to see if it works? Ho 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 soy doesn't low.
It hurts. Stop. Ow. How freaking dare you freaking use a freaking whoopee cushion on me, which made me freaking hurt just like when you dropped a freaking 1-ton heavy damn weight on me. It would also count as another freaking turn-off crap capability. Also, the timer has been hacked to 11 months. I forgot to tell you something a long time ago. If you waste your 1000 chances, you will get 175 extra chances. But if you waste all extra chances, then you will get chances from another dimension. But, here is the thing. If you waste all chances from another dimension, then you will enter the code. So if I were you, then I would stop turning off my computer in order to prevent myself from losing my computer. Also, if you turn off this PC one more time, then I will bomb the timer to 10 months. Okay, you know what? If you turn off your computer once again, then I will be in my Giga Evil Scary Mode, aka Scary Evil Scary Mode. Also, the timer has been hijacked into 10 months. I got you so good, Vlad. Now that I am in my Giga Evil Scary Mode, aka Scary Evil Scary Mode, I have now modified the fire template to gray. This is what happens when you turn off your PC 545 times. Now you only have 455 chances left to spare, and if you turn off your computer 5 more times, then I will be in my XC mode and the fire wallpaper will be changed from gray to not gray.
Rolf. What the heck do you mean, Rolf? And what did I tell you? You young fan S. Barney Adder 12 and Mr. Global Organization S. Barney Adder number 1 hour 2.5. Don't use Microsoft /line because ITS in the public domain. By the way, I am turning my Windows XP computer off once again. Also, I think your exe mode is scary as Sonic.exe, Tails Ball, Kirby.exe, Mario.exe, Suicide Mickey, Zalgo Pinkie Pie, Ash Ketchum.exe, Meowth.exe, Knuckles.exe, Rouge.exe, Sally.exe, and Woody.exe.
If you turn off your PC for the 550th time, then I will be turned in Barney.exe. In other thoughts, I will be in the XC mode. Also, the timer has been changed into 9 months. Why? Why the heck do you always have to keep on doing this to your monitor all the time? If you continue this obnoxious behavior like you always do, then you will freaking regret it for the rest of your freaking life. Or as I would say this, I will have no choice but to confiscate this Windows XP computer and take away your universe after you waste all of your chances. And if you turn off your computer thrice more, then I will be in the XC mode.
You know the freaking holy grenade guacamole what, Barney? I am getting oh so pissed the freaking macaroni and cheese off with your freaking nonsense. First the freaking you freaking says that calling your freaking error counts as freaking turning off my freaking monitor. Second the freaking you freaking says that breaking the freaking Windows XP computer screen counts as a freaking turn off verification. Third of freaking you freaking says that cutting your freaking head off counts as a freaking turn off skill. And fourth the freaking you freaking says that using a freaking whoopee cushion on you counts as a freaking turn off capacity. Wow. Just frig, Jen. Wow. And now because of this behavior, I will freaking chop you into freaking half to see how you freaking like it or not.
Alright. That is so friggin' it. If you turn off your PC one more time, then I will be in my XC mode and the fire background will be swapped from gray to dark gray. Now you only have 451 chances remaining.